the future of failure, embracing our imperfect selves. What if everything you've been taught about success is wrong? Think about it for a moment. From childhood, we've been told that success is the destination, that perfection is the price of worthiness, that if you work hard enough, polish yourself endlessly, and never make mistakes, you'll finally arrive at that shining place called success. But what if that place doesn't really exist? What if the chase itself, the constant striving to be flawless, is what's keeping us from feeling truly alive? Maybe success, as we've known it, has been misunderstood all along, because when I look around, I see people who have everything they once dreamed of: money, status, recognition, and yet they feel empty. The applause fades, the title loses its meaning, and the quiet question remains: is this all there is? We are stepping into a new era, a time when the definition of success is shifting. The future is not about being perfect anymore. It's about being real. It's about being brave enough to fail, to learn, and to show up again, with your scars visible and your heart still open. You see, failure is not the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. Every meaningful story you've ever heard, every invention, every act of courage, every human breakthrough began with failure. But somewhere along the way, we made failure something to hide. We turned it into a secret. We taught ourselves to edit our humanity. We put on masks for the world and called it confidence. We built perfect images online and called it success. And now, we live in a world that's more connected than ever, yet more disconnected from authenticity than it's ever been. The truth is, failure is not something to fear, it's something to befriend. It's life's most honest teacher. It strips away what isn't real, what isn't needed, and leaves only what's true. Every fall reveals the parts of us that are still learning to walk. Every mistake shows us what still matters. Every broken plan reminds us we were never meant to control everything, only to grow through it. I've failed more times than I can count. Professionally, personally, spiritually. And every time I thought I was breaking, I was actually being rebuilt. Failure was shaping me into someone humbler, softer, more conscious. It took me years to understand that success doesn't come from eliminating failure. It comes from evolving through it. We are entering a time when authenticity will be our greatest strength. The leaders and creators who shape the next era won't be those who look perfect. They'll be the ones who dare to show their imperfection openly. Because we don't connect with perfection, we connect with honesty. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, to admit you don't have it all figured out, something shifts. You stop performing. You start connecting. People feel you. They trust you. They see themselves in you. And that's when real impact begins, not from pretending to be flawless, but from being fearlessly human. Failure, at its core, is a mirror. It reflects exactly what your soul still needs to learn. It humbles the ego, brings you closer to truth, and reminds you that growth doesn't come from what went right, it comes from what didn't. I remember the times when I thought losing something meant I had failed: a job, a dream, a relationship. But in every single one of those moments, something deeper was happening. The surface was falling apart, but the soul was expanding. I was being stripped of illusions that no longer served me. That's the gift of failure. It's painful, but it's purifying. We spend so much time trying to fix ourselves, but maybe we don't need fixing. Maybe we just need accepting. You were never broken. You were never incomplete. You were only told that imperfection was something to hide, when in truth, it's what makes you beautiful. The most peaceful people I've met are not those who have everything in order. They're the ones who've stopped fighting who they are. They've stopped trying to prove their worth. They live gently with their imperfections. That's freedom. When you stop running from your flaws, you stop running altogether. You slow down, you breathe, you finally meet yourself, the real you, not the one the world expects. So maybe the question isn't, how do I succeed? Maybe the real question is, how can I live truthfully even when I fail? Because the future doesn't belong to those who never fall, it belongs to those who rise with awareness, who fail consciously, who use every setback as a doorway to deeper understanding. And if you're listening right now thinking, but I've failed too much, I've made too many mistakes, please hear me when I say this. Failure is not your disqualification, it's your initiation. Every great teacher, every innovator, every soul who has ever made a difference has walked through the fire of failure and come out more real, more awake, more compassionate. So the next time you stumble, don't rush to hide it or label it as defeat. Sit with it, feel it, ask yourself, what is this failure trying to teach me that success never could? Because every stumble carries wisdom, every scar carries a story, and every so-called ending might just be a beginning in disguise. We don't need a world full of flawless people. We need a world full of real ones. People who aren't afraid to say, I tried, I failed, I learned. That's what the future of failure looks like. A future where imperfection is not weakness, it's wisdom. Where mistakes are not the end, they're evolution. And maybe that's the most radical act of all, to be fully human in a world that's still pretending to be perfect. This is the Sacred Karma Podcast. I'm Vicky, your friend, philosopher, and guide. Remember this, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't have to win to be worthy. You just have to show up, again and again, with honesty in your heart and courage in your steps. Until next time, be kind to your flaws, be gentle with your becoming, and trust that even your failures are working in your favor.